I have another bracketology update, and the bubble for today is a lot different compared to the one back on Monday. As on Monday, there were teams like Duke and Minnesota, Stanford, Indiana that were on the bubble, and now it's either win your conference tournament or your March Madness hopes are gone. Richmond was on the bubble, and they're eliminated from their conference tournament, and their hopes of March Madness are gone. UConn was on the bubble, and now they are safely in the tournament. So this is, I think, a perfect time to bring my second bracketology update. With conference tournaments beginning later this week, well, for the power conferences, the mid-major conferences, most of them, their tournaments have already began. Some are complete. Some will be by the end of the weekend, and others will be within the next couple of days. So the last four buys, compared to, according to Joe Lunardi, and I will compare Lunardi's to mine. I'm basing it off of Joe Lunardi's here. And Joe Lunardi, he's got Louisville, Georgia Tech, VCU, and Drake as his last four buys. For me, I have Louisville, Georgia Tech, VCU, and Michigan State. Now, the thing with Drake is down their top two scorers. But Drake will have the opportunity to get an automatic qualifier in their conference tournament final against Loyola Chicago. If they were to beat Loyola Chicago, it's going to be huge for the bubble, because a team that's on the bubble would now have an automatic qualifier. So they're eliminated from the bubble, and that will bring a team that was safely in the tournament back into the bubble. But if Drake were to lose, I think that they're going to get knocked down to out of the tournament. And my last four in, well, first Lunardi's, Michigan State, Colorado State, Boise State, and Xavier. My last four in are Drake, Boise State, Syracuse, and Seton Hall. Now, I think that Syracuse, I think they're going to get in when this is all said and done, because I think there's multiple pathways for Syracuse to go from the bubble to in the tournament. And I'm talking last four in at the very least. Syracuse, I think, will make this tournament unless they are one and done in the ACC tournament. That's the only way I think Syracuse will not make it. At the very least, Syracuse will be, in my mind, in the last four in if they win one game in the conference tournament. And they could possibly get in to the last four buys if Drake, Michigan State, VCU, Boise State, Colorado State, Xavier all don't win their conference tournament. And that really ties in with the first four out. And then already has Utah State, St. Louis, Seton Hall, and Syracuse as those first four out. And my first four out are Colorado State, Utah State, St. Louis, and Xavier. Now, I think St. Louis, they're out of their conference tournament. So now they're just trying to hope that there is some chaos within the bubble throughout this next few days. And one way for that to happen, a pathway for St. Louis, could be if San Diego State wins the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Because with San Diego State winning the conference tournament in the Mountain West, no automatic qualifier for Colorado State, Boise State, and Utah State, which would be huge. It'd be huge for St. Louis and Syracuse as well, because they could, with Lunardi having them as their first four out, They go from that first 4 out, they go to that last 4 in. So that would be huge for them. Xavier, I think that unless they win a game or two in the Big East Conference tournament, I don't think they make it. I think they're in the scenario where if they don't win the conference tournament, they'll probably be out. But it's going to be close if they only win 1 or 2 games. And I'm thinking that Big East tournament, it's going to come down to Villanova or Creighton. But I could see it being Creighton now, considering that Villanova is down Colin Gillespie. So I think that could be huge. And the next 4 out, Memphis, SMU, Ole Miss, and St. John's. And I think that I'm pretty much in agreement with Lenardi here, but in a different order. I think St. John's, Ole Miss, Memphis, and SMU. Although, could they be more lenient this season? Because SMU, they haven't played a game since the 8th of February. And it's really hard to determine how the committee is going to set up these matchups. How are they going to set up the tournament? Because all these teams, they played a different amount of games. So it's going to be a huge question mark how they're going to be seeded and how they're going to be into this field. I'm very interested for next Sunday with Selection Sunday. Because really, either way, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 teams that many people are going to say, well, they should have gotten in. These 2 teams, they don't deserve to be in there. So this was the second Bracketology update. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one. I'm just not really, I don't really know. If I were to do one, I would probably maybe do it maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Or I could probably do it maybe Saturday night after some of these conference tournaments, after they're starting to conclude, because I believe the only ones that will be left on that Selection Sunday will be, I think it's the American Conference, the Big Ten, and the Atlantic 10. I know there's going to be a few that won't be complete till that Selection Sunday, because usually the Big Ten Conference tournament's always the last one to complete. So, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.